Hi, NES Block, yelsraek back for another run. This time we're gonna do nice percent, which is 10 loop category of super sprint where you end on a very nice level. So we're gonna go ahead and get started. I'll count you in to start the timer. We're gonna start in 3, 2, 1, go. So super sprint is a very straightforward run. You start off as slow car, and you eventually become fast car. Fast car becomes faster than the CPU fast cars. I'm going to circle back for that wrench. But yeah, so there are three stat upgrades that you can get are top speed, acceleration, and traction. So we're going to do top speed first, and we're going to deal with bad handling, being too fast to be consistently accurate with our movement. And then we will eventually get some traction and some acceleration. And around like loop 5 or so, the CPUs will achieve their optimal state, which doesn't really give you much room for error, but it's fine. So this top speed, first top speed upgrade. So now we were already outstripping them in speed, but now it'll be even more so. Also, in order to progress through every single race, you have to win every single race. If you don't win a race, you have to redo the race. So resetting a race has a tendency to happen on shorter tracks in later loops, more so than anything else, because you just have lower margin for error. You need 2 wrenches in order to pay for an upgrade, so I've got 3, so I'll spend 2 for that upgrade. There are 7 different tracks. It starts at level 0, which is why after 10 loops, 10 times 7 is 70, but minus 1, because we start on level 0, gives us level 69 at the end of the 10th loop, and that's why it's called nice percent. Optimally, a nice percent speed run would include you getting as many wrenches as you can at first to get max stats, and then to stop getting wrenches, because you still have to spend them when you get 2. And you don't want to have to go back to this menu to buy more score, because you're not here for score, you're here to go fast. So. Yeah. It's a lot harder. The shortcut is a lot harder on the arcade version, because it's literally a drop. So like you will fall down and then land, and then you like have a slight traction drop for a moment. This is way better. Also, the CPU gets so difficult so quickly in the arcade version that I think only the world record holder in Super Sprint Arcade 1 loop has a full loop without continuing. I think I'm second place with a continue, because it's all about you get to pick which track you do first. So like it's all about trying to plan out which race do you want to end quickly by having like souped up opponents going through it really quickly, and like can you hold on and survive without having to continue a second time. In this case, we should, execution, like skill issue pending. There's nothing technically stopping us from completing all 70 levels without losing. Just skill and consistency. It's the only thing in the way. May God have mercy on my soul. Whoever that is. But the cool thing is that I've had pretty good wrench RNG so far, because, oh my goodness, yep, combo. We got comboed by the tornado into the oil slick. Not my first nice percent rodeo. Whatever that means. I did. So, well, actually, for the anniversary stream, I didn't. I think I stopped at 3 loops. I did do Super Sprint, but I did 3 loops. I'm like, that's enough. I have other games to play. It was the, yeah. And then, yeah. Yeah. Yes, I did.
That explains a lot.
Yep. Also, the Super Sprint, while the Super Sprint arcade game, it plays very differently. That the Super Sprint arcade cabinet with the 3 wheels, I would own that in my house if I could. The Super Sprint arcade cabinet is like a top tier cabinet for me. I would own one of those. All right, we bought some traction.
He did ice.
The second loop introduces the first set of hazards, which are these, I don't know, they're spikes or traffic cones or something. I'm not really sure.
That was the great thing about that one.
So yeah, so second loop is just these cones / spikes. The third loop and onward introduces the triplet of pistons that pop up, and you can crash into them if that particular one is up. So you just have to start paying attention to where the cycle is as you go by. Otherwise, it very much turns into the end of the Eliminator in the American Gladiators, where you're running up to like a papered off wall, and you're not sure whether or not a gladiator is going to be behind it or not. But you just got to go ham and hope that it doesn't pop up and destroy your day.
Another one of the games that I think is a good game and I don't want to play. That's actually not a bad way. That's what I say about Jumping too.
Yeah.
It's a great game I don't want to play.
As a Kid Icarus speedrunner, I'm here to say that it sucks.
Watch all speedrun. Have you ever taken that shortcut yet?
Which one?
The one where you cut across the track?
This shortcut?
Oh my god.
It feels like cheating, doesn't it?
Sick! The name of this track is The Everything.
I think so. Aw, hey. Fine, I'll go back and get that wrench then. Nailed it. I'm not sure they do.
The hero part of the barriers are open, but I think you wouldn't get back in.
If you've watched anyone do any of those like F1, like iRacing style games, like they don't have time to pay attention if the barriers are down. You see how tight of a line they're running the whole time? It's stressful. They don't have time. Yeah. I should be getting warnings for going off the track. But yeah, but the referee is just not here. I don't have anybody in my ear telling me to stay on the track. Yep. It's already an unlicensed game to begin with. They said, screw it. No referees either.
What upgrades are you buying?
I'm buying traction because I've maxed out my top speed. Once I max out traction, I will buy acceleration. And once I'm done buying acceleration, optimally, I will try to stop picking up wrenches because this is a speed run. And every time you get 2 wrenches, you have to spend them. So you would end up spending them on increasing your score, which is slow. It just loses a second and a half or so every time you have to do it. So, yeah, once you get to max stats, you want to stop picking up wrenches. Every time I pick up a wrench, it's an abject failure. Another fun category of this game, and I'm going to use fun, I can't do air quotes right now because my hands are occupied, is max out, where the score counter at the top only has 6 digits. So a max out is qualified as scoring 1,000,000 points, where you roll over the score back to all zeros. I say it's fun because in order to do it, you have to win like over 100 races in a row. Which seems simple now, but by the time we get to like loop 5 or 6, you will realize that it's not actually as simple as it might appear when the CPUs achieve their max stats, and you're like 1 or 2 mistakes away, particularly on short tracks, from just losing. You don't game over if you lose a race, but you do have to do that race over, and your score goes back to 0. So a max out is only for real speedrunning sickos.
Unlike you.
10 loops, yeah, I'm not a speedrunning sicko. Usually when Chess Jerk and I do co-op nice percent, which is a channel point redemption whenever he's there, we will gauge based upon our current skill level for the day whether or not to try to pivot that into a co-op max out attempt. We have literally done so, finished the co-op max out run, and like not PB'd on max out by less than a second. It's like, wow, that was a waste of an hour and 15 minutes. Anyway, what were we doing before that redemption came in? That redemption is hella cheap too, at 13,800 channel points, which is 6,900 channel points twice over. We did, yeah. Inflation and all that, you know. If I raise the price, I will give you a shout out.
Thanks.
Of course.
That's gotta be 69, 69.
The triple nice. Okay, so we're in loop 3, which means that we have all of the hazards we're ever gonna see. We've got your standard, like either oil slick or water puddle or whatever. You've got the spikes that I just ran into, and you've got the trio of pistons that just pop up on a rotating pattern, but it's amazing how quickly you can stop paying attention to which one is up and drive directly into one of them. It's way easier than it might appear. Also, acceleration 3 is busted. You might notice that on acceleration 3, I stall out. I don't really know why that happens, but it does. So you really don't want to get acceleration 3 at like an inopportune time, like on a shorter track. It only happens with Excel 3, so you want to get to Excel 4 as quickly as possible. I'm lucky enough that it's only going to be for this race. That oil slick is in a terrible spot. I really have to slow down to try to dodge it.
Have you ever tried doing a challenge run to see how far you can get without any level up?
Yes. It's at about 5 or 6 loops in, you can no longer go fast enough to survive. The CPU is just faster. Also, it adds a bit of a challenge. There's a glitched category of the game, because the first 2 loops of the game, you can actually finish the races without even really leaving the starting line by just kind of like moving up ever so slightly to get to the barrier where the programming is reading whether or not you've completed laps, and then just like mashing start. So you just mash it intermittently and just kind of like cruise along the starting line and spin around and stuff and watch your lap counter go up. It's very humorous, but for some reason it only works during the first 2 loops. So one loop glitched. I think the world record is like 45 seconds or something by a beer full of belly. 3 loop, nobody else, the memers have only done 1 loop. I am a sicko in this particular case because I have done glitched 3 loop and glitched nice percent. Because yeah, true sicko time. Because then after doing the first loop, or first 2 loops with that glitch, you now have to complete the 3rd loop starting with no power-ups at all against CPUs that have powered up a bit. So it is actually kind of challenging to get around and actually beat them without losing a single race. Glitch nice percent is that same thing, but then you just keep being a sicko for a while. I am currently not in the lead by like half a lap because of that oil slick and bouncing off of the piston. Yeah, this might get a little bit dicey here. I've got to be a bit more careful on that turn. I'm still half a lap down. I can't get past that. I'm hitting all the bad cycles on the tornado as well.
All the other cars are running.
Yep. I'm still half a lap down with 2 laps to go. We're gonna have to try to lock in, but every time I get here, the piston's on the inside track. I can't get around it. We are gonna lose this race and have to restart this race. So again, you'll see my score go to 0. I will lose like 40 odd seconds for not completing this race in first place and just have to do it again. You can game over in this game if you lose 3 times in a row. So it does give you some leniency where you at least get to just continue from where you left off. But you have to lose 3 consecutive times and then it's like, okay, you stink, game over. And that's the perils of not being prepared and also trying to do commentary and not really paying attention to genuinely a pretty complex layout between the pistons and the oil slick being exactly where it was. A little bit of TLC on my part, and I would have been okay, but I did not clock the really bad scenario there until it was way too late, and then I panicked a bit, and it didn't work out. Also, that's not a good. I wasn't paying attention to the pattern on the pistons there. So it's on the right, which means by the time I get there, it'll be on the inside, so I'm going to weave outside a little bit. And then still on the outside, so it should be middle, and then it'll be... Oh, I still ran it. I said middle, and I still ran down right down the middle like an absolute champion. All right, we're good. I don't actually remember if I'm at max wrenches because I got distracted by me stinking and losing a race. So I don't know if I'm supposed to be dodging wrenches or not. Because if you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a piston and not destroy your car. As the old saying goes. It's like that old speedrunning proverb. You miss any % of the chances of the shots you don't take. So, yeah, so we're in loop 4. I am clearly not used to the amount of steering that I have because I'm just oversteering into the inside wall constantly. We're A-okay. We're schmoovin' here. We're good. We're good. I'm gonna try in vain to dodge most of these hazards and fail miserably, at least on that last, yeah. I am really good at hitting the spikes. Probably why I'm not good at Eliminator Boat Duel. Oh no, I picked up a wrench. Okay, well, we'll find out if my stats are all set then. Alright, so I have 2 wrenches. Let's see, is this a time loss? No, okay. We still needed 1 more acceleration. So now, if I pick up any wrenches, oh god, what a terrible position for that oil slick again. Getting some bad spawns. Well, I'm not going to pick up that wrench, that's for sure. I don't ever go on that part of the track. Ain't nobody got time for that. Oh, unfortunately the red car got caromed into it. Ah. Which means that another wrench will spawn here on the last lap. Ooh, I'm going to be real careful to miss that one. Okay, we're good. We're fine. It's good. Let's see, other things. What are other things? If you play co-op, max out and like runs of that ilk become a bit easier because the criteria for continuing and not losing your score is just winning. Somebody has to win. So at least that you are half the cars on the track. But you can get into issues where and CJ and I have regularly where you fall behind early and then you start getting in each other's way on the chase down. And it's just a comedy of errors, and then you lose anyway. And try not to cry and cry anyway. All that stuff. No, each car has separate stats, so you definitely, when it comes to max out, you definitely want to share the love on wrenches for early upgrades, as well as share the love on wrenches to increase your score. Because if somebody's doing you get a bonus for winning the race. So if one person is winning all the races, you should be trying to make sure to let that other person get wrenches so that they can catch up on score. Because co-op max out, you both have to max out for the time to stop. So this is going to be a tough one to... Okay, thank you, great car. That was going to be a tough one to dodge and not have to lose time buying more score. But we did it. We did it, chat. All right. You can play a single-player run as P2 if you want to. You can be the blue car, which has an innate advantage because the blue car starts inside of the yellow car on every single race. So you have, like, once you get your stats all the way up for sure, you just have your saving frames pretty much every race because that first turn you're going to turn a bit tighter. And like shout-outs to Gradient and Seamless Link. They are stands. Oh, now I picked up the wrench. They are stands for the blue car. They will tell you blue car, best car. Also, shout-outs to Seamless Link. I haven't seen him stream in a long, long time, but he is the only person I know who has a custom Super Sprint NES controller. That is right, a custom Super Sprint NES controller. Do you know what's missing? Up and down on the D-pad. Because up and down don't do anything in this game. Only left and right. So he has a D-pad where up and down just aren't there. It's just left and right. It's beautiful. It's a piece of work. It's a glorious piece of art. I love that a bespoke custom Super Sprint controller exists. Also, we used to, back when there were at least the minimum number of competitive Super Sprint speedrunners on premises, we used to have a Super Sprint championship attempt, or competition, at each GDQ. That is to say that, you know, the minimum number of required competitors needs to be 2, and there are seldom that many at a GDQ for NES Block. Whenever there are, we will host a championship tournament. The highest count we ever got was 3. You know, we had the inaugural one between Chess-Jerk and myself several years. Chess-Jerk and Mixmaster PJ actually, several years ago, of which Chess-Jerk won. Actually, that might have even been an NLSS thing. And I go way back to like the before times. It's still like, you know, shout out to RGL TV. That was a co-opted brand with RGL TV, NLSS. We worked together with them. But yeah, CJ won the inaugural tournament and was the champion, and he has never been dethroned, despite many attempts. We'd had a 3-person tournament with Mixmaster PJ and I basically immediately getting pushed to losers finals, where we did a best of 7 one loop, which I defeated him, and then proceeded to lose to Chess-Jerk. I think this was SGDQ 2023. I proceeded to lose to Chess-Jerk in the grand finals 4-1. The one that I won, I PB'd. So the only way I could beat him at all was to PB. So yeah, he just remains undefeated for nearly a decade at this point. We did have, like, the closest we ever had to an opportunity to dethrone him was true pro wrestling shenanigans. We made him agree to a Retrothon race, which was not a tournament structure, and more to the point, it was a fatal 4-way, where there were 4 of us, so myself and Mixmaster PJ and Guelph and him, competing in a one-loop race, and it was just a single one-loop race, and whoever won would be the champion. And despite many protests to the GM, like, how could you do this to me? This is unfair for me to put my life on the line, put my title on the line in such unfair circumstances. He clutched it out. I was even in the lead going into the last race, and he came back from out of nowhere to win that race. And again, so that's the closest we ever got to defeating him. So shout outs to Chess-Jerk, still undefeated. He kicked out of everybody's finisher, including my own, and remains the champion. They have, you know. But he's not the any percent one loop, he's not the one loop glitchless world record holder anymore. He was for a long time, but shout outs to Gradient41, who has put in a lot, like a whole lot of work into one loop. We didn't actually think that sub 420 was, or not sub 420, sub 410 was really a thing. But Gradient grinded the shit out of this game and has a 409, which is incredible. You know, like, for context, my PB is a 420, which I got. My PB is still that PB that I got during the race with CJ. I refused to improve it because it was live, in a live setting, and also it was very nearly a 420.69. And, you know, it is like it is a 420.6, and that's good enough for me. So we're halfway there. I'm running out of things to say, but that's okay. I believe in myself, because thank you, Sai. Because after all, I did successfully do 4 hours of commentary on Super Tennis back in the day.
Yes.
For the inaugural really long-a-thon, where Berlin Dude and I did Super Tennis 101% and talked about tennis for 4 hours.
Wait, I need to find that.
So it's out there somewhere. Yeah, RR Lat 1.
I was proud of myself for talking about tennis for a minute and a half during my tennis run.
Yeah, no, it's out there. It's out there. There's the 101% VOD where Berlin Dude and I literally played every single tournament including Don J. It was a great race. I won't spoil the ending. Recommend watching it if you... I won't spoil the ending. I won't spoil the ending. People keep claiming they know what the ending is. I will not confirm or disconfirm their suspicions.
Not even you know
as,
what the ending is.
As Brandt is known to say in The Big Lebowski. I will do no such thing, okay? He's Schrodinger's Don J. Until observed, he both dies and doesn't die, okay? All I'm saying is, wouldn't you want anybody that potentially calls themselves Don J to die? I sure would. Am I allowed to say that on this stream? I am now. Anyway, yeah, he can't stop me. He's got a burger halfway down his gullet. Anyway, shout-outs to Mega, taking a burger break, and, you know, I need to make sure that burger break, Mega has to eat during these NES blocks. It's a real treat for him to set up his setup like this for like a full-on 12-hour window, the days that he does it. It's a huge commitment to him. Also, shout-outs to EBC for running back up on the setup. It's a thankless job until I thank them for it, but thank you. Now it's a thankful job. Everybody should be thanking them. And also thank you to everybody who decided that they wanted to participate in this, or was otherwise coerced into participating in some degree, like, you know, maybe learning Eliminator Boat Duel when they wanted to sleep.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's all good. All the same, you know, the whole point of this exercise, this whole thing started at AGDQ 2019 at a Nando's in Maryland, where a few of us that shall not necessarily be named to protect their identities. I'm losing this race all of a sudden. Final lap, let's lock in and get past this gray car. Hold on one second. Get fucked! Okay, we did it. Cool. We're done locking in. Let's go back to the origin story again. So yeah, at a Nando's in Maryland at AGDQ 2019, some light, you know, like playful banter about complaining about Final Fantasy IX being on the schedule. I enjoyed that run, by the way, the Final Fantasy IX run, when I went back and watched it. But I didn't watch it live because we were too busy being like, 9 hours? Do you know how many NES games we could fit into 9 hours? And we weren't really sure about the answer, so we made NES Block. It turns out we still don't technically know the answer, but what we did learn is that you can finish roughly 50 NES games in 18 hours, which is still pretty darn good. So we did 50 runs in 18 hours. It was a whole lot of fun. It was a single 18-hour session. Right, that's roughly 25. We can use math, and I know some people around here don't really like math, but we can use math to deduce that approximately 25 runs can be done in 9 hours. And frankly, I think it's way higher than that. If we bring the jank, like if Apollo was here...
That's what I was going to say. Yeah. We'd be finishing about 300 games.
Where is Apollo when you need him? We miss you, Apollo! Apollo Smug! The Smug! But yeah, it's very good. Very good time, and the standard bearers for NES Block have changed over the years. Like, AGDQ 2019 was primarily run by myself and Enemy TV, and I believe yelsraek was also helping out at that point, I believe. SGDQ 2019, I think it was myself and yelsraek, and then subsequent to that, I don't necessarily know who was the wingman or wing person post-COVID, because I haven't been to every post-COVID GDQ, but I do know that Mad Mega has been the standard bearer, deciding that, you know what, we shouldn't have to like figure out a jank setup to run this. We should have a bespoke setup that is there specifically to do this, and he's been kind enough to provide those resources. Because AGDQ 2019, for instance, we were like, we're gonna do this, and we're like, does anyone have a laptop? And we're like, none of us do. So AGDQ was run off of Papat Dot's laptop, which we borrowed, and The pot was asleep when we finished, so we you know, we gave the laptop to Chelney, and it's like, what the hell do they want me to do with this? You know, but it was all good. We had a good time. Good times were had, and yeah, you know, yeah, I had a GV USB 2 in my bag because why not? I was convinced. You know what? I had my bag had my work laptop in it, and it wasn't as locked down as it is today. We'll say that much. Like, I felt confident, and also I was also carrying around a USB stick from my NLSS days, because at that point I had basically run like 4 next level speedrun showcases out of Blackwood, New Jersey, which is near where I'm from, which is just a local thing that did die with COVID, unfortunately. But you know, at that point I had enough experience with setting things up, but I also had a USB stick with all the software I needed to install a GV USB 2 on a laptop, and with an OBS iteration, and so, you know, jeez, combo. I got wombo comboed by everybody and that piston. So now the blue car is in the lead. I'm in third. Let's see if I can do a little chase down here. The piston's gonna pop. Oh, okay, I got past it. Cool. But now piston's gonna pop here. Oh, I see. I tried to cut inside. Oh, thank you, Tornado. Oh. Bless that. Oh no! Bless that Tornado, but I did not take full advantage. Can I chase him down? Sorka! We did it. We are living the dream, because nightmares can be dreams too. Okay, we're almost done with, looks like loop 8? 7? 7. 7? 7 times 7 is 49. We're at 47. Yeah, loop 7. I can't count. Math is hard. Math is hard, especially for somebody who does accounting as a job, but that's what Excel spreadsheets are for. I don't have to do math in my head. Bring me your nested if functions, your VLOOKUPs. You're tired, you're weary, you're employees that refuse to use Copilot because fuck AI. Fuck Copilot. Whatever happened to subject matter expertise? I ask you this. Yeah. How come I can't get no tang around here? Alright, so yeah, final race of loop 7. Ow. We are doing okay. I'm trying to avoid that wrench, and I did. Because all wrenches are bad now, they just slow me down. Alright, on to loop 8. We're not looking good for that 45-minute estimate, I don't think, but that's okay. We're having fun. I'm giving Mega enough time to consume the border. That oil slick is in a really bad spot. I can't get around this corner cleanly. Oh my gosh! Oh wow, what a bounce. Collision is fun. We're gonna lose this race. This race is like the... Oh my gosh, I gave up! I gave up. I shouldn't have given up. The piston actually tried to save me. But I just started planning my next approach. Yep. He did what in his cup? But yeah. So, the first race in every loop is the one where you are most at risk because it's such a short track that you're just, you know, the CPU has its max stats and it's going to do what it's going to do. So, yeah. Level 50, so race 2 of loop 8. We have gotten all the wrenches we need as of a long time ago. There are no referees, there's no safety officials, there's a tornado on the track. Pistons are popping up to make cars explode. There's not even a flag person. The flag person, they couldn't even afford a yellow flag. So actually, they use the yellow flag to start the races. They don't know to use it for caution.
Get lost. Like the line.
Yeah. Isolated tornadoes, nothing to worry about. They don't even have time to clean hazards off of the course. Just go. We're running on a shoestring budget. There's no pit, nothing. All gas, no brakes. Ye and or haw. Alright. We're moving right along here. Ooh, that was risky. Ran over that piston just as it finished dropping down. So yeah, I believe there are currently 7 categories on the leaderboard because it's any percent, or sorry, it's 1 loop glitched, it's 3 loop glitched, nice percent glitched, 1 loop glitchless, 3 loop glitchless, nice percent glitchless, and max out co-op. There might be an 8th category for solo max out, but I can't remember if CJ and I bothered to do it. We might have. I feel like maybe we did. I feel pretty confident that the max out categories are really just for him and me. Which is fine. I don't mind. Nobody seems to mind. But yeah, it's fun. 1 loop, glitchless is a short run. It's, again, the world record is 4:09. You know, sub 5 is, if you don't want to aspire to get a sub 5 Mario, sub 5 super sprint is way easier. And more fun. Fight me. Somebody is going to fight me off screen. I will allow it.
Said fight me, so.
Yep. But my shirt says, don't touch me. I know it doesn't. It says,
not today.
Oh, yesterday it said, don't touch me. Today it says, don't talk to me. I can't fool you. Nothing gets by you. Ouch. I wouldn't mind competition in the glitched categories, specifically 3 and 10 loop, because I don't think anybody else runs 3 and 10 loop but me. But that's okay. It's a fun game, you should play it. It's very straightforward, easy to pick up, emulators no problem. Like, you don't really have to worry about doing lots of like really tight frame window inputs on this game. That's for sure. Just remember, the one thing you need as far as your tutorial if you're just picking up this game, when you finish a race, press the B button to move to the next screen. You don't have to wait for the checkered flag to finish its full animation. Just press B. Also, when you go into the shop to buy upgrades, after you've bought the upgrades and it makes the little chime to say that you spent your wrenches, press B to dismiss the screen and go to the next race. It will save you oodles of time. Or maybe don't do that on your first attempt and get a free PB on your second attempt when you press B. Yeah, actually that's the play. The free PB on attempt 2 is the play. Freebie. So we're on loop 9 now. So we're getting there. We are getting there. Oh my gosh. So yeah, I'm hoping for sub 50 at this point. I've lost 2 races, I believe. So I've had to redo 2 of them. So yeah, I'm aiming sub 50 I'll be happy with, I think. We are getting there. I'm hearing people off camera talking about food, and it's making me hungry. Yeah. I had a brownie for lunch.
Don't speak about food and drive.
Yeah. I was planning to go to lunch with people, and then I went to the lobby cafe downstairs, and I saw a caramel pretzel brownie that looked really nice, and it was so dense, it became my lunch by the time I finished it. But that was like 7 hours ago. I am hungry again now. I hope I can find lunch plans. I hope I can find dinner plans. Hopefully, by the time I'm allowed to finish racing, somebody will not have eaten dinner yet, and I can go have dinner with them. Who knows?
Phase through.
Sometimes you just gotta phase through, Mr. Blue. This is an excellent pattern, by the way, that with the oil slick in the part of the track that I never go to. That is optimal. Alright. Level 60, we're getting there. We are almost, again, remember, this category is nice percent, so you know how this ends. We are at level 60. We are coming down. Not able to say home stretch yet, because I feel like loop 10 is the home stretch. This is still loop 9, but you can kind of see it in the distance, because the 10s digit will not change until this is begrudgingly over. Now we got another ranch. All right. I like this. Off camera, Sai is being asked how long to put for an estimate for an Ikari Warriors run of any kind, as though that number exists.
Is anything other
Mega just wants to plan out the rest of his week. Can you please give me a rough estimate to the day for how long this Ikari Warriors run might take?
Yeah, when is your flight, Mega?
And the answer is yes. It was a numerical question, but the answer is yes. Shoutouts to Sai. Sai is braver than most.
Well, I thought the answer was, oh, hell no.
Oh, hell no. No, it's not, unfortunately. The estimate's yes.
Not even freaking money.
guys go?
I gave him $1. I thought he'd go away. It's 7? How long have I been doing this? I miss my family.
I can't remember the last time I wasn't in the car.
I'm back, actually.
I'm getting pings on Discord and I don't know what day they're from. Radical, ooh woo. Ow. All right. Let us finish this attempt without getting any more wrenches challenge impossible. Let's try to speed things along by not getting any more wrenches and going fast, question mark, also impossible. All right.
Mega.
We can do this. We can do this. All right. You have to finish level nice. You have to finish the whole loop, my friend. The whole loop must be completed.
It was silly of them to put traffic cones on perfectly good stretches of road.
Right?
Not being cones.
All right. That's a really good mud puddle spawn there as well. Again, out of the way. Can I dodge a wrench? Good. We've dodged the wrench because somebody else picked it up already.
Ikari Warriors.
Exactly now, everybody is waiting for the ball to come in. They know the ball.
It's, if you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a shop. Okay, thank you, White Car, for getting that one as well. We're cruising. We're gonna be overestimate, but you know, like sub 50 is just in the bag at this point. You know, we've got, yeah. Okay, good. We just barely dodged that piston. Yeah, we've got 3. Oh, that was really close. Can somebody please pick up that wrench for me? Oh no. Okay. Gotta be really careful. Like, I need them to collide into each other so that one of them ends up on the outside line and picks up that wrench. Not gonna happen though. Yeah. Okay. Penultimate race, level 68. Hey kids, 6'8", yeah. No, I had to choose my life or a wrench. I chose my life. Ow. All right, good start. Good thing is that yeah, that first piston on this lap on this track is right on the line of the CPU line. So as long as it pops at the right time, it makes this race a bit freer because they're all gonna run into it every chance they get. Oh no! Okay. All right, we did it. We basically did it. So okay, final race. We're here. Nice, level 69. And oh, we got some shenanigans here. All right, we're in last place. Good start. And I can pick up wrenches now because that shop will be after the race is over. So I can pick them up. So that challenge effectively successful, although technically failed because the parameters I set said finish the loop without picking up a wrench, and I did not do that. It's fine, and we're doing great. Final lap. Time will be when I hit that finish line, when we see that checkered flag. And time. Winner! A winner is me. So, that was Super Sprint, nice percent. Now you can see how quickly you lose a race. Actually, maybe not super quickly because a comedy of errors as that mud puddle is gonna wreck. It is very funny actually. We're gonna watch them torture themselves. Hopefully, yeah. Now, piston, come on, piston, yeah! Yeah, very good, okay. Yeah! And now the gray one will hit the piston. Yeah! And there we go, all right. We did it. Game over. The winner is race again? I don't think so. That's enough racing for me. Yelsraek signing off for NES Block for this run. Peace.